I'm so happy today to be able to do a recap interview with Rose O'Neill. She was an ARC participant who just completed her program funded by the Hanger Foundation. And we are just so grateful that we were able to fund her through our program, which included an 8-week run coach for her that was individualized. She got a program, she followed it, she had mentorship, she had access to physical therapy, and she got weekly mindfulness challenges. So she's completed the program, and welcome, Rose. Thank you so much for being here to tell us more about your story. Will you introduce yourself and give us a few details, Rose?
Hi, well, my name is Rose, and I'm a lower leg amputee. I lost my leg due to domestic violence in 2019 as a result of domestic violence. Before I lost my leg, I was a long distance mountain runner, and I have struggled my way back to running since then. And I was very grateful to be made aware of the program and become part of the program. Where I live, in the town that I live now, there's not a lot of support. There's about 30,000 people in the town, and I really am looked at as the oddball because there's really no one. Like, I have not seen, in my 4 years here, I've never seen anyone else with an amputee of any, like an amputation of any other form. Not to say that there isn't, but I have never seen one. And you get treated as, you're not supposed to be active. You're not supposed to be this. There's a running store in town of which I've tried to be part of, but I actually was physically told to my face that I'm not a runner because I don't have 2 legs. And my reply was, that's, more about you than me. So the support that I received from this program was really what I needed. There were times where, it's tough. It's really tough to feel like you're going through something like this alone, because you so badly want to succeed. And I'm such a driven person, and to feel like there's nobody in your corner that will support you in what you're doing because you're different, or you've been through something that people can't understand. When you're faced with that, on top of feeling alone, whether it's through amputation or some other form of abuse or cancer or death of a loved one, or, like anything, if you don't have that support, you're going to have a failure to thrive. And, I was able to thrive and finish my program. And while I struggled with my leg, I thrived with the social aspect and having that support. And that for me was just amazing, to be able to reach out and know I could reach out and know that people were there for me and cared. And that was the big thing. I didn't really have women caring for me before, truly caring, without an agenda other than to make sure that I was okay and to make sure that I was doing okay. And that's such a gift that I plan on giving to other people if they'll allow me to. And I try to anyway, but to receive it so willingly and from so many different amazing women, it's changed my life. It really has. And I'm so grateful to ARC. I am so grateful for the opportunity to not even just complete the program, but to meet these amazing women and yourself, like I'm really humbled by the experience.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's, I think you said so many amazing things here, so many things to take away and to put out there for anyone who might be considering the program or wondering, if they have a place in the running community or, within movement, starting a movement program, how important it is to have that support network that we endeavor to supply or to give to our participants, especially when you feel alone because you're a little bit isolated, given whatever's going on physically or emotionally for that matter. together. So I'm so glad we were able to provide that kind of support and community for you. And you're right, that makes a difference. That helps us to thrive. And that's what this is about. The program is about helping women to live fully, vibrantly, and to thrive. And I love to hear that, you felt supported in that way, and that we hopefully helped you achieve some of those things. I know that you and Dana, your run coach, spoke a lot. Will you speak a little bit more to how that relationship worked and how she was able to support you through the 8 weeks, Rose?
Oh yeah. I'm really hard on myself. I've always been very determined, and once I have a goal set in mind, it's like that's it, it's done. There's no, that's where I go. And so I learned it's okay to take a day off if I'm hurting. Um, it's okay that, while I push myself, I have to learn that I have to respect my body as well. Because I'm not at that same place that I was before when I was fully able-bodied, and I have to take care of my limb, and I have to, so if I had to miss a day because I couldn't walk, then, I had to miss a day, and not to beat myself up over it, because there was always the next day. So switching a day here or there, I was never made to feel less than or anything like that, which, not that that was her personality, because she never ever came across like that, but that's what I've always experienced before. So the experience was completely different. There was such kindness and love and empathy, um, and honesty coming from her. Um, it was truly just, it was amazing, and she's amazing.
She is, yeah. And
She
for
really is.
a little more information there, Dana heads up our run coaching sort of department with ARC. She has a company called True Potential, and they have 4 run coaches total that support ARC. And they are Dana. I could get emotional talking about Dana because she is just so kind, and, she changes lives. So we're very grateful for you, Dana. And, Rose, I would like to now put some encouragement out there for anyone who might watch this later and think that they can't do it, or they don't belong, or they feel alone, or they're stuck. What would you tell these women who are having these emotions, maybe facing some kind of amputation or physical challenge, and just, wondering if they even deserve to live a full life, to live fully?
I would simply say life is made for living. It honestly is. You have to, you get what you put into it. Um, and life isn't fair. Life isn't easy, but life is worthwhile. And you have to definitely take the good with the bad, because eventually, when you learn to have a life of gratitude, I could be bitter about losing my leg, and I could carry that negativity with me, but then it makes me sick, right? It makes me a negative person and an angry person, and I don't want to be that way, and I think one of the most powerful things that we can do for ourselves every day, and I still do it every day, is every morning when I wake up, I get to determine who I'm going to be. So I think as women, we determine, am I going to be carrying and dragging my day of yesterday with me, or am I going to wake up and am I going to be a positive person? Am I going to do something, you know, to move my life forward today?
That's
And those are
right.
powerful choices. And I think, it doesn't matter if you lose a limb. So losing my leg doesn't change who I am fundamentally. So, I mean, it made me a few pounds lighter, I mean, it's perspective is everything. It's how you look at life, right? It's made me more self-aware. Yes, it was a terrible thing that happened, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, because I was left for dead, I'm still alive.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of things. I mean, perspective is how you look at things. So never count yourself out and never sell your dreams.
that's right.
You have to work for it, and it's not easy, but find yourself a support group, find like-minded people, and surround yourself with people that are worthy of you.
That's right. And so, also along those lines, if someone is considering ARC, the support system that we provide and the framework for getting the body moving, which, as we know, has mental and physical benefits beyond what we really can imagine sometimes,
Yeah.
that framework is there and in place. And so hearing you say all these things, I would just add to that. if you're out there and you're feeling stuck or alone, consider the program, because it can bring you to those spaces where you feel empowered and you feel like you have the strength to make those positive choices for yourself. Would you agree, Rose?
Absolutely. And I think if you're unsure, once you get into a space where you're around positive people, um, you begin to behave and react positively. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's probably, the first step is always the hardest, but it's usually the best step for you to take, because rewards don't come easy and they're not cheap. You have to work for them, and you know but put yourself out there, and that's really hard. I mean, I came from abuse. I know how hard it is to put yourself out there and put yourself around people, be it women or men. Like I suffer PTSD, so for me it's very hard, but I determine, you know what, you're a positive person, I'm going to interact with you, and positivity feeds off of positivity. So find those positive people, be around those positive people, and then your life will fall into place, because you're going to start wanting to be more active. You're going to start emulating the people that you're around. So if the people around you are thinking positively and being active, you yourself are going to want to do the best that you can in those areas. And it's not saying you have to go out and run a marathon. Your marathon may be walking out your front door. It may
That's
be
right.
walking to the end of your street. Everyone is different and everyone's goals are different. And you don't ever define yourself by what somebody else does, you know, because everyone has their own challenges. But as long as you challenge yourself to do a little better every day and keep those positive people around you, like a program like yours, I can't say enough about how powerful the mindset is that you help promote. Like, it is just amazing. I'm a very positive person regardless, and what it has done for me is, like, I'm so grateful. Like, I mean, there's been times where, I mean, I've just, you know I broke down in tears during the program, because I just was so grateful for you guys' kindness and just being able to be part of this program. And I'm not a crier. I've been through a lot and I'm not a crier. But you guys have touched me, and just your kindness is, I'm still not used to receiving kindness like you guys have shown me, and I appreciate it. You guys are sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was going to tell you, I am a crier, so it doesn't take much.
So,
Yeah.
you guys do make a difference, and you make an amazing difference. And don't ever, you know, don't ever forget that, because some people may have a harder time saying it or explaining it, but I'm telling you that you've made a difference to me, and I'm so, so grateful. And I
All
can't thank
right.
each and every one of you.
Thank you so much for that. And the cool thing about ARC too is, once you're a graduate of the program, then you're invited to come back and be a mentor. So I hope that you'll consider that, to pass on your awesome positivity, and your kindness and light to participants. And then we just start having this community of light, and we all lift each other up. And to me, that is what it's all about, right? We're put on this
Yeah,
planet to carry each other, to walk together,
yeah,
and to live
yeah.
fully. So
Yeah.
I thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your story and your journey with ARC. And we love you and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it, you guys. Thank you, Jenna.